Welcome to ICANN Media. I'm your host, Rob Hislop. We are coming to you from the Global Petroleum Show in Calgary. It is day 2 of this event that's going on right now at the Stampede Fairgrounds in Calgary, as I mentioned. We are sitting in what some might consider to be luxury accommodations. It's absolutely beautiful in this apartment suite. And to join us and talk a little bit more about it, David Weiss. You're here from New York City.
Yes, thank you.
And so tell us how you ended up becoming involved. Tell us about your company and how you ended up becoming involved in this.
Well, our development company always looks for that niche market where there's an opportunity to go in and to create something which doesn't yet exist, but has all of the ingredients to enable that to grow, to provide an opportunity or profit for ourselves, while at the same time being responsible to the community itself. And we feel that that partnership actually fosters that good relationship, fosters a great profit center and benefit to the community as well.
Okay. And now you're teaming up with a Calgary-based company.
We are teaming up with a company called Stack Modular. Stack Modular is very well known in the modular industry for constructing very high quality steel structure modular units. And that was very attractive to us because as a New York City developer, we are typically accustomed to non-combustible buildings that are robust in nature, and it was more attractive to me to seek out a manufacturer that had that type of a product offering, and Stack seemed to be the right fit.
Okay. Now, you've got a project coming up. It's going into Fox Creek. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Fox Creek is an area, as most have come to know by now, that is sitting on huge deposits of liquid oil, condensate, gas. I mean, I don't even want to pretend that I know enough about that side of the industry, but one thing that I do know, and where I see opportunity for our company, is that there's a severe housing shortage. Now, there are accommodations available for the most part for the workforce that's in and about Fox Creek, but that severe housing shortage really is at the quality of what's available, really doesn't speak to the folks that are working out there, and we felt that they deserved something better, and if we delivered a better product to the market, that would be opportune for us as well.
Now, how many units are you putting up out there?
So we have a 23-acre site, and we have contemplated developing that site to the tune of about 700 apartments, with the possibility of expanding that. If we're working with the town to see if there's acceptance from them to expand the height of the buildings from 4 stories to 6. We've discussed that, but for the moment we're looking at 4-story buildings, and like I said, it's about 700 units contemplated. We've applied for and received permitting for the first phase of the project, which is 2 buildings, one of them being 48 apartments, the second building being 56 apartments. So the first building to be delivered and built will be 48 apartments.
So it sounds like an apartment building to me.
It certainly is. It's a multifamily apartment building.
Okay. So, because when I hear modular, I think of one thing. When I hear apartment building, I think of something more permanent.
Well, I'm glad that you asked that question, because we are set out, Stack and us have set out to prove to the marketplace that delivering residential accommodations doesn't have to be done the way it's been done in Alberta forever, which is to put together a bunch of units that may be fabricated elsewhere because of labor shortage in a given area. But now that may be the right solution for more remote locations, but where there's an actual town or a city or people living, product like this can be put up and serve more than just the purpose of the oil and gas, that industry's worker. This can really be set up to provide almost seen as gateway housing to the community. Lots of folks are attracted to work in Fox Creek. The pay is good. The lifestyle there is actually, I've spent quite a bit of time, it's actually very nice. There's lots of recreation. But the greatest trouble that the town of Fox Creek seems to have is a lack of good housing offerings to those who want to come be a part of the town. They end up living in accommodations which are not inviting and not fostering for development of or attractive for families to want to be coming to. The theory was that if this building can sort of bridge that gap, it can say, there are times when staying in a hotel makes a lot of sense. There are times when staying in a worker camp makes sense as well. But some people are coming either on a more permanent basis or are more established in the marketplace, and this is somewhere that they can actually work and live under the same quality conditions that the companies are providing them with, or themselves if they're self-employed. Under those work conditions, their living environment can be at the same level of quality. And if they do have families, it's not that they need to travel back home to visit their family. They can be working for extended periods in Fox Creek, and there's an inviting place for their families to come spend time with them here.
Well, this is a neat thing, is that we're in an apartment suite right now. And Evan, perhaps you can just show this is the kitchen area here as well. And then if you'd like, you can walk, Evan, if you're feeling comfortable with that, and just show into the bedroom as well. We're actually in 3 modular pieces here, aren't we?
Yes, this apartment is comprised of 3 pieces. And we've gone through great pains to make sure that when the apartment's assembled, when the building is assembled, only those who know how it's manufactured will know that it's a modular structure. We've worked, Primco, myself, have worked very closely with Wojtek Warden of Muller Warden Projects, based out of Calgary, that has about 2 decades in the modular building design and development business and extensive experience over there. We've worked very closely with them to develop a plan together with Stack Modular that we can put together a building of this type where only those in the know can really tell that it's a modular building. The beauty,
when you were telling me that it's actually 3 pieces that are joined together, you don't notice the joints. I don't, and you say it's not even sealed the way you would normally do it. How long does it take to put something like this up?
we contemplate that from the time that the building arrives, that the components arrive on site, until the building is turnkey, we are expecting that to be done inside of 6 weeks, to have people living in the building inside of 6 weeks.
And that's your 48-unit building.
That's correct, a 48-unit building.
Right. I'm going to just get, if we can, Evan, there's a couple of people in that other room, but maybe you can just show that there's another bedroom here as well with a shower facility. So you say it's going to take about 6 weeks to set that up. Something like this, how long did it take to set up this display here at the Global Petroleum Show?
This display, I wasn't here, so I'm only telling you what I heard second and third hand from folks that were very proud of it. But this setup was done in just a bit over 2 hours.
That's it, and presto, the home is ready. I mean, basically, yeah.
Basically, yes. Of course, you know, the show suite, you want it to look really, really prim and proper for everyone that's coming right in, so you're in a rush to get it all done. But to get everything set up from when it was picked off the truck by the crane and set in place, and mind you, that was not even set on a foundation where when you have a building being built and there are screw piles set for a foundation which is proper, and there are set pins and locations, it's literally pick and place. When you have a setup like this and you're setting it up on wood blocks and the ground is not necessarily level, we were very pleased with that result of it being just a hair over 2 hours.
And last question for you, what seems to be the response of people walking through here?
We had an expectation that there was going to be a lot of interest. This has, what we've seen has exceeded our expectations manyfold. People walk in here and the reactions that we're getting, whether it's folks that have the need for this type of housing solution in Fox Creek or in other remote locales, or even folks that are just passing by, we've seemed to draw on great attraction by people very curious. What's a hotel or a luxury building doing in the middle of the oil and gas show? Folks are used, or they're accustomed to seeing a very different type of product for housing solutions for oil and gas. We really want to showcase to the marketplace that there's so much investment being made in attracting quality employees and retaining quality employees. And why should those companies risk losing those employees because they're dissatisfied with their living conditions? So this is really the attempt is to set the bar quite a bit higher than it's set thus far, to say you can build this building. The cost to set this up is not dramatically different than the cost to set up a camp. Some might argue that it's actually less expensive, and it just fosters a better living environment, which we envision will also foster a better work environment. And for the companies that are attracting those employees, they've had this incredible response to us that now we can go out and we can tell our folks that we're looking to bring into town, that have good experience, that we would like to have them to come live where they work, to say, hey, gee, there's somewhere beautiful for you to live, and this is a great place for you to work. So it's been a great response all across the board.
David, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
We've been chatting with David Weiss from Primco Holdings in New York City. He's here at the Global Petroleum Show in Calgary.